So this is a network of college undergrads. This is work by Christakis and Fowler. And this is the way people actually relate. So when you map who talks to who emails who sits with who in a undergraduate house at a college, this is what it actually looks like. It doesn't look like one of these corporate structures. They don't organize themselves into boxes. And there the question is, who would you rather be? Would you rather be A or B? And the answer is it really depends, right? So if you're A, that's a great place to sit if you're the newspaper editor. Because all the gossip comes to you, because you're wildly connected, because you find stuff out first. How about if there's a flu epidemic? Then B has basically two connections to the outside world and a very tight circle of friends and is likelier not to get the flu. All societies are organized this way. And in a knowledge economy, as you plug in technology, that really matters. Because what technology does is it comes into systems that looks like this. It doesn't come into systems that are organized on a pyramid corporate scale. And that's why some very large companies are really lousy at innovation. Because they don't understand. They think if you put this into box A, it'll happen. No, it won't. You have to understand what the network looks like and how it operates. So just to give you an example in real time. So this is every doctor in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. They're mapped by specialty. So the cardiologists in red, the endocrinologists are in blue. Who refers to who talks to who. And then you can map these networks and say, look, there's a key bridge over here, which is Dr. Cole. If you miss him, you're going to miss this entire branch. And then there's two doctors in the center who have similar influence. You don't have to hit both of them. You better hit Dr. Mills and don't hit everybody in this cluster. And as you begin to think of marketing, polling, product introduction, epidemics, in a network scenario as opposed to a corporate scenario, then you get very different effects coming through networks. This is what the flu looks like when it spreads. So what you've got is, again, a network of undergraduates, different network. And the only question being asked here, and again, this is Christakis and Fowler, is who got the flu first? So in essence, what the professor said to the students in this house is, first time somebody gets the flu, send me an email. I don't want to know your symptoms. I don't want to know that you feel awful. All I want is a headline that says flu. And when you do that and you understand where people are in this network, you can tell whether this is going to spread faster or slower depending on where the person is in the network. So if you're looking at day one, there is a cluster that is way on the left. That cluster doesn't matter because it's at the edge of the network and that's going to spread very quickly. But those little dots right in the center, that little circle, that's where you're going to see a fast spreading flu. The closer these dots are to a connected network, the faster that flu is going to spread. And what this allows people to do is to tell where the flu is going to be about 2 or 3 weeks before the CDC can report the flu epidemics, because they're not waiting for people to show up in the emergency room. Why is it important to understand this stuff? Because if you are in marketing and you want a pair of orange sneakers to become the wild standard, you don't want to place those orange sneakers at the edges of the network. You want to put them at the nodes that are connected. If you are doing polling, you don't want a poll of everybody and treating everybody's opinion the same way, because that is a snapshot of where opinion is today, but it's not telling you where it's going to be tomorrow. You want to know where it's going to be tomorrow, map the network along with the poll and figure out what the influencers are thinking at this point, because that's where the network is going to move to. So it's a very different way of thinking about how people matter, where they're connected, and how you map it. So this is a real-time oil services company. And this is the way that a lot of people look at the world, and it's just completely wrong. You can take two people in exactly the same position, Sutherland and Mitchell, and it turns out that when you look at how they relate to the organization, Mitchell is the key bridge to top management. Everybody talks through Mitchell to top management, and Sutherland has basically one friend. Same position, supposedly same corporate structure, but we all know that there are people inside our companies who get things done, who accomplish things that we go to when we have a problem, that have the information, that can bridge to other places, and there are people who can't. And as you go through some of this stuff, this is the way we should be thinking and mapping organizations. This is why people matter, and they matter not looking at the corporate pyramid structure, they matter looking at how they actually interact.